Here it comes. Here we go. So they're finally here performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap. And as we take you through the monkey rap. DK, Donkey Kong.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah.
Mint, buddy.
That's pretty good.
Right? That was horrible.
Welcome to the Spindash Retro Gaming Podcast. Prepare yourself for the joy of classic gaming. Fired straight into your delicate little ear holes. Fire away.
Yeah, we had some fun this past weekend there, didn't we, boys?
We did.
Open up John's camp. Played some board games. Good old time. Carcassonne. Yeah. Instead of playing some actual video games, we played some board games. Well, we played a board game
many times.
I'm still recovering from sleep because you figure that first night we didn't sleep because he was up puking all night, and then we subbed in Nick in for Chris because Chris got food poisoning, and then Nick has his own unique way of keeping everyone else up sleeping.
What do you mean, Matt? What do you mean?
You weren't. This was actually one of your more pleasant times where it's like I didn't want to just like suffocate you with a pillow. And it's like, you fucker, snoring.
I think I texted my wife. I'm like, if I don't respond to you at all tomorrow, or you don't see me, Matt has killed me and thrown me into the ocean as lobster bait or crab bait, and I'm gone.
You did okay. That was that and your noise machine, John. That was the other thing that saved me.
Yeah, I brought earplugs. I know. I'm just gonna keep. Next time, I'll just bring a pack out for everybody.
John's gonna buy just a box, just one of those like boxes you see in the middle of like the hardware store. So here you guys go. Nick's here to that. Nick's
mount them on the wall like a construction site. Yeah. Like, here's your PPE for the day. I think we should get Dairy Queen as a sponsor. Because Dairy Queen like nuked Chris, so the least they could do.
All I heard, by the way, for this whole week has been Dairy Queen commercials. All week, Dairy Queen commercials.
Your phone was listening to you.
It's just hilarious. Poor Chris. Though.
He handled food poisoning on an island at a camp pretty well.
Not very comfy. That man took it like a champ.
At least he wasn't pissing out his ass. That would have been a real bad side of food poisoning that he did.
So I guess what would you rather do? Either puke or piss out your ass?
Puke.
See, I'm the latter.
Why?
Because you do it anyway.
Because I hate puking. Like, puking is the most uncomfortable and worst thing in the world. I'd rather shit out my ass. I don't care if I can just have to pull my pants down right in the middle of John's camp and just be like, "Go in here, bud. Sorry."
You will be crab bait if you do that.
You imagine if he shits on the floor? He's worse than Johnny Depp's freaking girlfriend. At least she kept it like one area.
Right.
Amber pooping in the bed. I don't like the idea of feeling like at any point I could fill my pants. Like, that to me is just like that uncomfortable. Like, is this a fart or is this like a blowout?
I think if I'm at least on a toilet, like especially the way John's camp's there, I'd just crack it up like, okay, yeah, move my piece over there.
Yell down the hallway.
Monastery, yeah, put a meeple on that.
Yell down as you just shitting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is a great podcast.
I'm team puke, man, because you can feel it coming. And like you said,
I hate puking so much.
You have that moment of clarity when you're done puking. It's just like,
it feels so good.
It's zen. The universe opens up.
You guys are. I think it's because you guys are so used to puking. I didn't puke. I just hate it. I just really, really hate it.
And you're just used to pissing out your ass.
Yeah, I'd rather piss out my ass anytime.
We have this ongoing conversation about replacing buttholes with a metal sphincter that you control with a battery. I would have no problem pissing out my ass if I had a metal sphincter that I knew nothing would leak out. But the whole whole concept of like I could shit myself. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's not fun.
The act of diarrhea is not a problem. It's the shitting of the pants that I don't like.
So let's deviate this for our listeners.
Welcome to Spindash,
Retro, where we talk about shit, and puke. Boys, what are you drinking tonight?
Matt, you go first. This one's kind of fun.
Well, so here's the thing. We tried to do this episode once before, and then that actually got derailed by puking, but not us, by somebody else, Nick. So I had a bunch of Nicky's Trulies, and I drank the last of the mango Trulies because that'd be very fitting for the game of the week. So I did manage to find a watermelon White Claw.
That is very in line with what we're doing.
So, I mean, what would you say, John? It's like drinking static. That's it's like it's like licking the TV as you're playing the game. Snozberries taste like snozberries.
Watermelon is not the best flavor for those either.
Blackberry or black cherry is the black cherry one.
Black cherry's good. Yeah,
it's real good.
I feel black cherry though in all the it's always good no matter what it's in.
It's consistent. It is a consistent flavor.
Yeah,
never disappointed. Though I did have a pomegranate one that was pretty good.
Yeah,
nice.
It's another one that blends well. I have one of those fake margarita in a can.
Oh,
very nice.
And the wife bought the tahini spice that you put on the rim, and then I added some THC dropper liquid to it.
What a wonderful Cinco de Mayo you're having!
Oh, look at you, bud. I am kind of on the citrus side, so I have 4 shots of vodka, the last of the lemon drop mixer, plus I blended up with a lemon icy, like Italian ice.
You drink like a college student. That's
I'll never forget, man, floating down that river with you, and you chugged a whole fucking jug of high C that was blue or whatever it was, and your whole face was blue, and it was cold, and I was like, does this kid have hypothermia? And you were just so hammered that I couldn't tell. You just poured a whole bottle of vodka into a giant high C jug.
I was a Smurf.
And
I
just
pretty much
floating
full on
down the
that.
river, just chugging that.
I full on Leahy that trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we walked back, Justin ended up leaving us because he had some outing to do with his company. So
yeah.
I think we cooked. It's raining, downpoured raining. So we cooked something, and I think I ended up passing out on my tent for a little bit because I was so drunk. And I just passed out, and I think I slept till 7 o'clock until he get back. He didn't get back till late that night. And we're like, I think did we play the board game that night?
We might have. All I remember is you just were cooking sausages and then fell asleep.
Yeah.
Sausages again then?
Yeah.
Sausage king, baby. That's what this guy does.
You are the sausage king.
I finished up all the sausages today.
You've been eating sausage for 4 days straight?
Yep. In some form. I had it with a pasta one day, with macaroni and cheese another, with rice, I think, yesterday. And then I finished it up with breakfast this morning.
Maybe that's why you're pissing out your ass, is the sausage
I didn't piss out
consumption.
my ass. I'm not.
No, he only does that out there because we binge drink.
I didn't piss out my ass this time, though, John.
He hears the wind rustle through the trees.
Opposite. I thought I was actually getting scared because I wasn't shitting at all.
What's wrong with me?
I didn't shit for 2 days.
Shotgun me. That's what the wind says to Nick.
Foster's.
Well, let's be honest. I haven't really drank as much. We didn't drink nearly as much as we usually do.
We're old. I was telling people at work about that. That whole fridge down at the bottom used to be filled, and we would drink it the whole weekend. It'd be gone by the time we left. And this time it's just 12-pack would be nice. Yeah.
That's about what I drank in total. 12 beers at most.
Yep. Yeah. 12 beers in 3 days. That's yeah.
I don't have the recovery.
And then I had maybe a couple mixed drinks. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I think the first time there, I was obliterated within the first 2 hours of being there. Then I think the last time, like when I went out to help you close up the camp, I think with your mom, I think I got pretty toasty and warm. But yeah, as the years progress, I just it's getting worse and worse. Not much drinking.
We're just old. That's the problem. We've learned to pace ourselves. The thing that we should have learned years ago, I think we finally learned now, and
yeah,
it makes for some boring stories.
I know.
Yeah.
Except for the only non-drinker puking his guts out all weekend.
Exactly.
The island gods demand suffering.
Always. Always islands, always demand some type of retribution. All right, well, let's hop along here and swing on the vine to the next thing of pickups. Anyone had some pickups? I know I did. I know Matt did.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
anything after your haul?
No, I just gave you guys some treats for helping me out.
No, that's my pickup. Matt has that plus another thing, I think, right?
I
You want to go first, or you want me to go?
You can go. You can go.
All right. So John got this huge haul that he showed us and go over. It was a Sega collection, and I think some. What else was in that haul, John?
Oh man, PlayStation and Sega lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one of the Sega games in that lot that he bestowed upon me is Comic Zone. I actually have never played it. I actually played a little bit of it actually on the island just to see what it was like, and it's fun. It's actually really fun.
Solid game.
Solid game. So I'm excited to play it. Put it on the old Sega Genesis and go through it. So that's my quote unquote pickup this time around.
To the list.
To the list, it will be added. How about you, Matt?
So in same spirit, John got me a Black Label copy of Siphon Filter for PS1.
Like your Black Labels.
I do like my Black Labels. I think that'll probably end up on the list too because John thinks the people in it look like toe heads. Look like they're like walking toes. Those old PS1. So I think we got to add that to the list. We'll enjoy it.
Yeah, was that like first year PS1?
It's early. I remember my cousin had it, and I played a little bit of it, but I think it's pre. I don't think you can use a DualShock on it. I think you're strictly analog, if I remember right. So it's early. He'll bitch. John will bitch about it, but it's got to go on the list.
Got to go on the list.
So, and then I have some other pickups.
Ooh, what do you get, buddy? What do you get? What do you get? What do you get?
I told you guys about the VMU that I bought, that it was cheaper for me to just buy a VMU in package and open it up.
That versus is sickening, by the way.
Well, the problem is the box was damaged, right? So it was a damaged boxed VMU on eBay, and I got that cheaper than buying a shitty VMU imported from Japan without a cap, which is the next cheapest way to get a VMU. I don't know why people are just disgusted about this perfect, never been used, original batteries. The pull tab has never been pulled out of this VMU. Why that is offensive because the box sucks. But a VMU that's been used without a cap that needs batteries, why that would? I have no idea. No one bid on it, so I took it. It's mine now. Happy with it.
Yay!
And then I outdid myself. I've gone down a direction that I don't think I've ever gone down. And that is complete in-box games with their cardboard.
Look at you, buddy.
So I picked up Alien Front Online for Dreamcast.
Matt's on another level than us now.
I just needed the mic. This mic has never been used, and you can see the green foam is compressed because it's never been taken out of the packaging.
Nice.
So that is a virgin mic on the Dreamcast, and the foam is still there. Most people's foams like deteriorates in the packaging.
And it's ready for your spittle to be blasted all over it.
I've been talking to my Seaman lately. I haven't killed them; they're still alive. I was worried today. And then thing.
So
what's that?
I have questions after this.
The game itself, I don't know if it's ever been played. It still has even like the cards inside it.
Nice.
So. Ta-da. The box is a little on the rougher side, not bad, but I wanted my Dreamcast mic. I've been on a Dreamcast kick lately, and that's where I am. I love this system. I'll leave it at that.
Seaman.
Yes.
Go on. Explain this. I remember when it came out, I'm like, oh, that looks what the fuck.
And that's exactly what it is.
What the fuck?
It's very what the fuck. It's like a Tamagotchi, except for it's a fish with a human head, and it learns to talk, and you have to talk to it, and it speaks gibberish. And eventually the seamen like all kill each other until there's like 2 left, and then the seamen have sex with these like weird tentacles that stick out of their head. It's fucking nightmare fuel. It is this stuff. It's just people came up with some wild shit in the 90s, 2000s.
Is this part of that game? Like, is this a mini game?
No, you need the mic to play Seaman, and this is the cheapest way to do it.
Oh, and do you have like a burned copy or downloaded copy?
I have a GDMU, so I just download it and play it on that. It's narrated by Leonard Nimoy. It's fantastic.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy narrates Seaman.
R.I.P.
So like, every time you fire it up, it's like, so your Seaman need to be heated. They're very cold. And it's like, oh, fuck, my Seaman, no.
Like, do they evolve at all? Like,
they get bigger. They start off as these like little mushroom things, and then a nautilus goes and eats them, and then they eat the inside of the nautilus, and the nautilus like blows up in a cloud of blood, and like, these like seamen pop out. It's
what
fucking.
The fuck?
It is so fucking bizarre. We should play it for the show.
It's like someone was on mushrooms when they did that.
It is wild. And John, I tried telling Nikki your joke today about the Seaman thing, and she just ignored it and blew it off. I thought that was a great joke. I'm very sorry.
What's the joke?
My comedic timing.
But no, I've been playing a little bit of Seaman, and it is weird. We should add it to the list because it's so fucked up. If we can get an emulator running that you guys can talk to your seamen, it would be an episode where it's just like, what the fuck were we thinking? We're gonna have to get hammered.
Do your job.
We'll just get it all, and we'll just have it record ourselves while we're talking to our seaman.
I feel uncomfortable because, like, if Nikki's awake and she just walks in, it's just me sitting in front of a TV talking into a controller with these like fish face people going. It's like, you look like an idiot.
You need to have that meme template where the husband and wife are in bed, and she's like, "I bet he's talking to other girls," and you're just over there with your mic, like, blah 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 blah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm gonna make that.
So I'd be totally on board with this, but you know me, I'm always trying to come up with like some other fucking gimmick. We all have to buy sea monkeys and keep them.
Oh, good.
Keep it, Nick. We're sitting there, got a picture of our sea monkeys and our seamen.
I think that would be a good Twitter saga.
Eventually, I'm just going to start dropping the A's, and we're just going to be talking about semen. That's going to be the whole episode. Nick's going to be going off. He's going to be unhinged.
Where has this podcast gone? Where we're talking to a seaman.
I'm not editing any of this.
I bet you're not.
I'm so lazy. I'm beyond that. These tightly constructed episodes where I spend hours making sure things sound great for our listeners. I've turned on our listeners at this point. You will get the terribleness that we give you.
Matt delivers.
Oh, good.
Leave it to Matt. Well, that's fun. Fucking seaman. I'm just trying to picture you just like, okay, George. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you name your seaman?
That's an important thing because you have to like. Eventually, all the seamen kill each other except for like this one that like takes to you, and you like. And I'm not there yet. I had to read a guide on it. But if you say I will call you, and the seaman, you have to do it like 3 times, and that's the seaman that like becomes your best friend or whatever because you've named it.
Your
like,
acolyte.
You've named the seaman, so now he's yours. You know, it's so fucked up. I'll name you Donkles.
What did you name
Mild
your seaman?
segue.
I haven't named him.
What? Do you have names in mind?
We can name him Lanky.
Oh. Well, I guess let's jump into the game of the week.
Game of the week.
This monkey rap. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally
Matt's favorite game. I think one of Rare's best titles. And most remembered by its rap. I'm not gonna rap it. If you still have it, if you have me singing it, you can edit it in. But I'm not rapping it. I'm too drunk to read the lyrics right now.
You did a great job. You can't try for
I'm
the
not
listeners?
trying.
Oh,
No.
I have to go find the audio file of you.
I'm gonna make you work for that. As I'm spitting on the mic, as it were. Donkey Kong 64. Now, this was a huge nostalgia factor for me, and I still enjoyed actually playing through this game. This was my first game for the N64. For me, actually, this was probably the most played N64 game I owned, next to Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Wow.
Yeah, I got it with the Jungle Green. It was the package that had, so I had the clear green N64, so I'm on the lookout for that. I found one that was dirt cheap, and I missed out on it. I tried getting it.
Damn.
They only wanted like $125 for it, and it had everything. Yeah, it had Jungle Green, clear N64. It came with the expansion pack, which we'll get into later, because Matt, I know you have some info on that bad boy.
Oh, I've been digging.
And Jungle Green clear N64 controller. So I got that game. I got it for Christmas of '99, and I got that with also a South Park game for N64. And those were the only two games I owned until I ended up buying, I think, Ocarina of Time. And I think I got off with my buddies. But yeah, huge nostalgia. Played the living daylights out of this game. And I loved it. I mean, even then, playing it now, it brought back a lot of memories. I'll say, though, since I'm playing with a non-N64 controller, she was a bit rough. On the controls. So I'm not saying it was a game until I played with another controller. As you guys look at and peer in my eyes, and Matt's like,
strong side eye to that.
Well, the game starts off. So let's lay down the story. So pretty much, it's King K. Rool is coming to blow up Donkey Kong Island. So he has his own iron, and he ends up actually crashing into one of the islands, and which has stopped him from blowing up the island. But at this time he's sent out his enforcers to gather the other Kongs. So this is actually your intro to the other Kongs, because not all of them are who we've been used to. Besides Donkey and Diddy, we have 3 new Kongs in this game. We have Lanky Kong, which is a clown-like orangutan
with a trombone.
He plays a trombone. He has a blow gun that shoots blueberries. And then we have Tiny Kong, who is the little sister of Dixie Kong. And then we have Chunky Kong, who is pretty much a replacement for what was the other Kong from the
Kitty or something like
Kitty
that.
Kong, yeah. It's a 3D game, so different from the 2D world, and it also introduces things like weapons, music instruments, also special powers that you get. You have some NPCs. You still have Cranky Kong as a mad scientist. You have Candy Kong, who was overly sexualized in this game.
She's a wild monkey whore.
Oh, such a monkey whore. Like, I was like you could tell that the developers spent a little more time on this character model than they needed to.
Can you picture like Miyamoto sitting in Japan, and like Donkey Kong is like his like his baby. He birthed Mario through Donkey Kong. Like, he loves Donkey Kong, and he hands it off to these Brits, and they're like literally talking about how Donkey Kong's going to get his instrument played with by this friggin'.
There's so many sexual innuendos in this game. So many. You're also introduced for an NPC, Funky Kong again. Now he's an arms dealer. Instead of taking you traveling through with an airplane,
Lord of War, right?
he now uploads you with weapons. The other major NPC is a weasel, and I forgot his name right off the top of my head.
Snide.
Yeah, Snide. And actually, he's probably the most important person in this, as you have to gather blueprints to stop his K. Krul's destruction right here. And actually, all it does is gives you like extra 30 seconds, I believe. So instead of having 10 seconds, you have 30 seconds, something like that to the effect. But it is a huge collection game, and Matt loves it. So you're collecting anything from just bananas to golden bananas to blueprints to what else do you have? Oh, fairies. You have to also get anything else I'm thinking of?
Oh, I mean, you got
medals, crowns, everything. There's so much collection.
All the stuff. Yeah.
I think I ended, because I didn't beat the game. I don't think any of us beat the game. I got 20% at the completion. As far as I can get. Or as far as I gotten without, I haven't had time to play it recently.
I got Tiny and Lanky, but I never unlocked Chunky. I don't know what percentage that was. I never got far enough to unlock Chunky.
So it depends, because you can actually, I did Tiny last. I did Chunky for, it went Diddy, Lanky, Chunky, and then Tiny for me. Because I totally forgot about her in the desert.
Yep. I spent a lot of time in the desert.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back to the desert because I was trying to go through as quick as possible, trying to get through all the levels. I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten her yet. I'm like, oh. So I was actually in the factory.
That's where I stopped too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's holy crap, that's a pain in the ass, the factory.
So I will say the game is a lot better than its reputation. However, it has a lot of problems that I had a hard time getting over. And I would say the big thing is like the game doesn't really respect your time. It's just like, it's an entire game of backtracking. Like, I can't change monkeys on the whim. You have to run to a special barrel to change monkeys. And then like only like Donkey Kong can pick up the yellow bananas. He can't touch the the red bananas that Diddy Kong can. So like you're constantly changing monkeys and then running back and forth, instead of just being able to collect things or swap as you need it. It's like so much of this game is like a 30-hour game, and I feel like it could be a 15-hour game if they just like quality of life improvements.
She's heavy duty. Like, there's nothing around it or nothing you can really realistically do. But yeah, it is chunky.
And then like a lot of it just seems like they're like artificially inflating what you have to do. So like in order to go fight a boss, you need to feed enough of the bananas that you collect in a level to the hippos to make the hippo fatter so that the other hippo on the scale.
Well, no, there's only one hippo. You're feeding. You're throwing them to a pig, which is then feeding, or you're throwing them to the hippo that is trying to get the pig to reach the log.
So that unlocks the boss fight, and then if you beat the boss, you get the key. And you give the key to the trapped lizard. I can't remember his name, but he's the one in the cage. And then he opens up the next level for you. But when you go to that level, you might not be able to get in because there's a doorway that charges you more bananas. And it's like, let me go on to the next level. Why do I have to go through all of this?
It is a lot to do. So, yeah, I mean, you got to get 6 keys altogether, right? 8 or 6? 6, I believe. Yeah, 6
I think it was
keys.
6. Sounds right.
And what you're trying to do is get all these keys to get to Cake Lumsey, which is an oversized giant crocodile.
The guy in the cage.
He's in a bird cage.
The gentle giant.
Yep. And you're just trying to get through each of these levels. And so it is, like you said, there's a lot of going through and just finding everything there. I thought you could also, because here's the thing that I thought was kind of redundant, is you have to beat the first boss to go on to the next level, right? So you're not unlocking all the characters, but you can still go back to those levels to get there, because each level has 5 golden bananas for each person. And then the outer world, which is the island, there's 5 golden bananas for each person as well. And your ultimate goal is to get all golden bananas, which is 101.
I know there's 101%, but I can't remember.
100. I think it's something ridiculously high. You get all the golden bananas. You don't need that last one, because the last one actually comes from getting all the fairies. Is where you get it from. So
there's
you check
200 golden bananas.
Yeah, there's 201 then.
8 stages, and then there's 5 of them.
It's 25. 25 times 8, right?
Yeah, and then there's 5 monkeys.
Yeah.
So
and the fairs. You're right, Nick. You're right. Because then if you find for doing plus 1 extra banana for finding all the banana fairies, which is another thing you've got to do.
I don't think I
game.
saw one of those.
I've seen about 6 of them already.
I saw a fairy and I didn't know what to do at that point. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
So you have to go to the fairy island with Tiny, go in, and she gives you a camera feature. Then you have to take a picture of the fairy.
But that pisses me off, because they found the fairy well before you could even get the camera.
Yeah, you don't get the camera until you unlock Tiny, and you have to then unlock her role. So, I mean, you're pretty much going through all the levels, and you have to use pretty much your whole. Ultimately, you got to go to Cake Rule and stop him, which is you get to do other things in between there. You have bonus. Each person has their own bonus levels as well to get.
You had problems with the bonus levels.
That barrel, man. They're right off the bat. I was a little overtired, I think, and I figured that you gotta shoot a little higher, and then he'll there's gravity, because gravity is a thing, and no, apparently not in Donkey Kong. So
you're giving too much credit for the fact that this is before gravity actually takes effect in gameplay.
Well, I mean, you're jumping in the whole game, so there has to be some
Well, no,
gravity.
what I'm saying is like in trajectory, like your weapons.
Donkey Kong goes into space.
Well, yeah, I mean your weapons don't have you don't have to watch a bullet fall or anything like that. There's none of that. It's not like you're playing on the Xbox or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
we got to talk about weapons in this game too.
Oh yeah. So
that's a big fart noise.
Come on now. I mean, you get a coconut shotgun for Donkey Kong, double pistols for Diddy Kong, a feather bow for Tiny Kong, a pineapple bazooka for Chunky, and then the funniest, I think, of all of them is Lanky's, which is a blow dart blueberry gun. Where he shoots blueberries.
I thought they were grapes.
Or grapes, yeah. I think they're grapes. But, of all the weapons, you have, something, and then he has a grape gun, pretty much.
Well, that's better than a feather gun.
I guess.
Right.
I don't understand why they had to give and I sound like such a fucking boomer, Like, why is there guns in video games? Yes, I know. I like shooting things, but like, why does Donkey Kong need a gun?
I have no idea.
I would have been okay with it.
It was introduced. It's now part of the Diddy Kong's moves, I believe.
Yeah,
is it one of
his peanut shooter.
That's annoying in Smash
Brothers, and they actually have a lot of the moves that you see that Donkey Kong and Diddy have were imported over into Smash Brothers.
Oh, it's important, but I hated it. And the thing is, like, what really bothered me, and this is like me needing to have problems, or me just having problems with things.
Never.
Why do you have to duck to pull out your gun? Like, from a control standpoint, like, you have, like, what? A is, what the fuck's control?
Well, you're supposed to do it fast, so you're not actually ducking when you're doing it.
But, like, why? Why do I have to do, like, you got to push, the duck button, and then you got to pull out your gun, and you got to hit another C button to, like, aim the damn thing. It's like, I have to hit 6 buttons in order to shoot this fucking gun.
I didn't have a problem. Get good, son.
I didn't like the switches. I feel like you had to hit them. I shot at them, and same thing. Like the mechanics were just a little off. Things didn't register, I feel like, as they should have. But
no, and if you just got out of range, so there's that one where in Jungle Japes.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to shoot for it, and you have to literally be riding that fucking edge. And I'm like, I can't do it from here. Like, I'm right straight across it. I'm like, you can see the button, you just see the button, and it was not affecting it. Mm-hmm. So I had to try climb up to where I believe Funky Kong places, and be on the edge there to hit the button, and then jump down and go there. And then there's a whole thing where you do, and I didn't mind it. I guess it's something I looked past, but you did have to be conscious of where each teleporter was, because if you hit a switch, you had to like find the fastest way to get to some of those bananas quickly.
Yeah, banana port.
You had to use a banana port, which was you stand on it and you pretty much zipped up in the banana, then unzipped in a banana. Which is weird.
Star Trek ain't got shit on that.
Right?
Banana port.
So, what do you think of the new characters that they introduced as well? Like Lanky Kong. You guys are chatting about Lanky.
I used to hate that they didn't have Dixie and Kitty, like the Kongs that we were used to in the Super Nintendo games. I kind of got over that this time. I'm like, well, I got Donkey and Diddy, and they're all kind of interesting. I'm okay with it. But I remember as a kid thinking, well, this is fucking stupid. Why are they doing this?
Yeah, I wonder what happened with that.
Was that?
I wonder if that was like a thing where they couldn't get the characters. I think they were just
introducing new characters, honestly.
They got to be flexible, Yeah.
So, in the thing, it does give you actually, let's see, his apparently on a German Donkey Kong 64 website, they have his list of what he was.
What's his name in German?
Well, it's just Lanky Kong. Someone translate it. So his name Lanky Kong. His occupation is stand-up comedian. His hobbies is blowing the trombone and making
the music
up jokes.
Too. Yeah.
His favorite dish is raisin cake, and favorite movie is the Kong Cannon 64. And greatest hero is Congo Walks.
This takes like the blood type thing of like video games and just ramps it up. Like this is dinner choice.
Blood types, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, I liked him as a character because I found him, I think, easier to work with, and I thought he had a longer range, so I feel he was easier going through. and I think I usually played as him unless absolutely necessary to use other characters. Donkey Kong was super slow.
Yep.
And I feel his attacks were mid to the road. He wasn't really that strong. Chunky was even slower, but had super strong attacks. Diddy Kong had weak attacks, but she was so fast. Like, actually kind of to a point where it's actually kind of hard to control him. Especially when you had to do those friggin' walks, like, across a fucking short beams, and it didn't help that the controls were a little wonky. So you had to creep along this zaggy little path that was supposed to be like a size of an I-beam. And then you had to dodge.
The camera would move. Did you guys run into that? Like, you'd be walking across, the camera would fucking move on you.
Yeah, that sucked.
I actually ended up taping down my L button.
Oh.
That way it automatically
aggressive.
Fixed that, or I'd hold it down the whole time. So that way it always stayed behind him. So I had no reason for it to be anywhere else. So that's how I avoided that.
I like Diddy the best.
You would.
It's fast. Could get through shit quick.
I like Diddy and I liked Lanky because you could do that handstand run. I found myself doing the handstand run an awful lot.
It was fast, yeah.
It was the only thing else allow you to go up steep hills, I believe, too.
Yep. You know, for all the Kongs, I mean, they all have a unique moveset, which is pretty cool. I mean, they really, there's a lot of, things varied quite a bit. I think to this game's
depth for some of it.
A lot of rare games have good depth. What they lack in controls the depth made up for it.
I don't know why it made me think of this, but when we did somehow depth, when we did the original Donkey Kong Country episode, I remember talking about how much I thought Funky Kong was a fucking poser and a douche because he's standing around in like his Hawaiian shirt. Like, what a radical character transformation! Like, Funky Kong has gone like military, and then like King K. Krool or whatever his name is like 5 minutes away from nuking the island and killing everyone on it, and he's still going to charge you money in order to save his ass. Like, I'll give you the gun you need to defend me, but you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. I fucking love it. Funky went from like garbage to hero in
the People's Liberation Army. He has to have funding.
Like, I'm going to die, but hey, I need these 5. Well, same with Candy Kong. I need these. Or even Cranky. He's like, yeah, you need to give me money for all your power-ups.
Yeah. Here's my mad. Can we talk about Wrinkly Kong, by the way?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah, the ghost pop out. Yeah.
So like Wrinkly Kong was I believe Cranky's wife in the Super Nintendo games. And in this one, like, there's a text bubble, and the game is so aware of it. It's like, you know, you don't know this or whatever, but I died after the third Donkey Kong Country game on the Super Nintendo. It's like, Jesus Christ, Rare. This is a game for kids. Don't just go killing off all the characters.
Oh, they went right in. They like pretty much ripped off that Band-Aid really quick. Which is kind of funny how. I mean, it is British, so they don't care. They literally don't care. Something that's kind of weird with this, I mean, going through and to get to at the end of each level or to get to each boss, you had to, like you said, feed Trough and Scoff. Yeah, that's the pig and the hippo's name. And depending on what level, you had to just find all the bananas. So obviously, the quicker you get all the Kongs, the more likely or better chances you are to get all those bananas quickly. You also couldn't go for 2 different levels to get other bananas. It had to be within that level. I tried this because I was pissed Like, oh, I can't find any bananas. So I got like Diddy Kong, and I think I got like 50 bananas in one level. And like I go into Tropic Scoff and I'm like, you have no bananas. I'm like, fuck, I do. But it's all level base. You had, like I said, you had the golden crowns, you had the Nintendo coin you had to get, the rare coin you had to get. You had animal transformations. So instead of riding animals, you actually had to you actually turned into the animals versus anything else. And I think there's only like 2 animals you actually turn into.
Yeah, the rhino and the swordfish.
And the swordfish on
the
guard.
2 best ones.
Yeah, they are the best.
Yeah.
But it was just weird because it's like I'm surprised they like got fully on nixed those, but probably just because they had all the characters and they're like, well, we don't want to have to add this on. We already have everything else. What you needed to pretty much all they did was unlock different areas where you get golden bananas ultimately. But back to Trough and Scoff. So you had to get them.
That's you and Jess's nicknames when you come to Vinyl Haven.
Trough and Scoff.
You guys just drink and eat all the fucking food because you get the drunk munchies.
You had you had 8 levels altogether. Ultimately, you started off where you only had to get 60 bananas to go against the Armadillo, which was just pretty much an armadillo with a mechanical back that shot rockets after you. Actually, he was the biggest pain I actually had of all the...
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, all the other ones I friggin' destroyed very quickly.
Did you get to the Jack in the Box one with what's her name?
That guy sucked.
That guy sucks so much fucking anus.
So it goes up. So it went from 120, it went to 60, 120, 200 for Mad Jack, and then 250 for Puff Toss, and then
Puff Toss.
These are great. Then there's 300 bananas for Dogadon, which was Dagadon, Dogadon.
For 300 bananas, I'll show you my Dogadon.
Which was a dog dragon, I believe. And then you Fungi Forest. There's a hidden boss in the Fungi Forest, which actually didn't need bananas. At night, in the central house, you can fight the Spider Queen. Then that's just a little farther beyond. You got to the Frantic Factory, Matt, I think, right? That's pretty much, I think, where we all ended up.
Yep.
In my first playthrough, I got past that, and actually, I got all the way into the Creepy Castle. Crystal Caves, 350 bananas just to go against Armadillo again, so he gets jacked up. And then for Creepy Castle, 400 bananas to fight King Cutout.
Now, I can't remember. Are those like, they keep adding up? Or is it like when I pay my 50, I've got to get a whole new set of like 400 bananas?
Yeah. You had to keep on getting more and more.
That's what I thought. God damn, that's so much shit to collect.
Well, I think by the time you get 5 Kongs, it is a little easier to get there. But I think, I made it up to Mad Jack. Had no problem with him. Puff Toss, I did remember going against him.
Puff Toss.
Oh, which is just pretty much a blowfish.
That sounds British.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so I remember seeing that guy. I might have even fought that guy. I don't know. Did I fight that guy?
You got to drive in a boat with Lanky.
Yeah, Lanky, and you got to hit the different targets. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was close. I watched something, and then I went and farted around on somebody else's save file for a bit.
That's kind of, I think that was my problem, is that I liked this game well enough, but I got tired. It's not that I got mad at it. Like some of the games that we've picked, I've had this like visceral reaction. Like I just want to take this game and throw it. And this one, it's just like, I'm good. I got enough bananas. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, could you play this now that we're doing this? Could you play this on your own? Like, I want to see if I can beat this game.
I just don't like collecting things. That's really. It's not that I hate this game. It's that I just don't want to do. It's just not how I play a game. It's not for me.
I was like, the first couple levels, I'm like, this is cool, and then you had to just keep chugging along with that stuff, and I don't know.
I think I came in and I was prepared to hate it because it got branded with like, this is a collectathon, and this has been dubbed the game that's ended collectathons for the future. Like how many games do you know nowadays that are like big into collectathons like this? And there's some, but it's really not a main staple of games like it was with the N64.
Yeah.
And backtracking.
You have to collect everything to get further in front of this game too.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to blueprints, because ultimately, like I said, you need that. And
that was specific too, right? Because the bad guys you needed to get the blueprints from had like colored hair based on what guy had to kill him.
Yep.
I found that out. Like I would constantly kill these people. I'm like, shit, I can't touch it. It's red. I need Diddy Kong. And it's like, I got to run back to the barrel.
Yep. A lot of running to the barrel. And there's a lot of like hidden stuff too. Like you don't really figure out how to do certain things. Like if you just like, oh, I have this. So let me, you kind of like had to just fuck around. Yep. So like, yes, this game is probably 30 hours to complete, right? But I guarantee the person that can complete this in 30 hours probably played the game before and knew where to collect everything. I'd say this game, out of the box, if you just read the manual and just played it, I'd probably say this game's more like 45 to 50 hours of playing.
Especially as a 12-year-old.
Well, I mean, you think they wanted this game to be the game that you played. And it was. It came. I mean, they marketed it pretty well. They marketed it with the expansion pack, so you had to get you got the expansion pack with this. They also marketed it with its own, come with a console. So you had this really cool box with Donkey Kong crew on it, and all in a minecart coming bashing through. Now, I was always told with this game that you had to have it for this game because the game would just not play properly without this. Pardon me. I read your article, Matt.
Yeah, so the myth was that there was a game-breaking glitch in the game, and that they well, shit, we need more RAM. Well, we'll just introduce the RAM pack. That'll fix it. And that's why the game came bundled with the N64 expansion. And I can't remember the guy's name because my brain is fried. But one of the guys who worked on it said, well, I mean, there were some glitches. We kind of caught them near the end, but that's kind of an urban myth. Like, Nintendo was pushing very heavily for us to start using this. So now that we knew it was available, we used it. And you can kind of see that when you play the game too. Like, I was surprised at how smooth this game ran. Like, N64 games run like fucking dog shit. And this game, I think for an N64 game was fairly smooth.
And, honestly, one thing I thought was fairly well is it wasn't blocky.
And it didn't have that like fog, that draw distance fog that's so common. So, I mean, the game used it. I mean, I think anyone out there nowadays, it's like, all right, you can kind of.
I mean, it had to. This game had to, because all the stuff in it, all the collecting. Like I said, then you had to go to bonus barrel games. There's so many bonus barrel games on this. I think there's about 15. Let's see.
The sneaking around
swing
ones.
Sword Tell, where you climb a tree and swing on vines. The Mad Maze Mall, where you had to defeat enemies in a maze. That one was a pain in the ass. Splish Splash Salvage, where you had to dive and collect everything. Mini Kart Mayhem, and you had to avoid TNT and yada yada. Stealthy Snoop, so you had to get around the maze without being seen. Teetering Turtle Trouble. Turtles that are spinning around on snake tails. You had to keep them spinning. Big Bug Bash, Kremling's Kosh, Parallel Path Panic, Beaver Bother, Batty Barrel Bandit, Stash Snatch. Wow. Stash Snatch.
That's the Brits hard at work.
Searchlight Seek, and Busy Barrel Barrage, and Crazy Kong Clamor.
They love their alliteration. That's like top on there.
So much alliteration.
That was Donkey Kong in a nutshell, too, right? There's a lot of alliteration with that. Jungle Japes.
Yeah. That's all Brits, though, because the Rare did all that, too.
Yep.
I was there.
Like, it was so much. And, like, I'll say, Jungle Japes, Angry Aztec, Frantic Factory, Gloomy Galleon, Fungi Forest again, and Crystal Caves and Creepy Castle. I love that alliteration.
I got a question for you guys on this game. Do you think the game became what it was because developers were still struggling with how to make a game in 3D? Like, I always got the impression on N64 games that all these games that came out after Mario 64 were like struggling to find their own identity that wasn't Mario 64. So honestly, you got collectathons and you got games that just like kitchen sinked it. Do you guys think that this game is kind of living in Mario 64's shadow?
I think they're trying just to build something that could be as big as Mario, and with such a titular character as Donkey Kong, because the game did Donkey Kong Country. It's kind of funny because this came near the end of the mid to end of N64 era, 99.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so
like
you're about
2001-ish.
Yeah. So you're about midway through, because every 4 years. Yeah. So it was a way to revive and keep the N64 going. So they had to, find a way and take a titular character that could do well. It was a big. For them to make a whole console out, in a sense, put out with it. That's pretty big. Usually, you don't see that. You didn't really start seeing that until pretty much when when did they start introducing like consoles with games attached to games?
They've done pack-in since the start, but having specialty ones, like you figure 64 might have been it because Super didn't do that. No. You had like the Pikachu N64 and you had the Donkey Kong N64.
Yeah, the Super just came with either like All-Stars or Mario World, I think.
Yeah, Yoshi's Island was a pack-in.
Yeah.
Mario RPG was a pack-in at one point.
Damn. Bet that one's worth a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say the Pikachu N64 because that's actually worth some pretty good coin right now.
Is it?
My cousins had it.
Oh, man. I'd take one of
that.
That
is ugly.
Oh, it's horrible.
Wide. It's a wide boy.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, this game is very chunky. It had a lot to do. You had all the guns. You had all the
meaty.
It's a meaty.
You had all this stuff to collect. And you had. One thing I did like about it, though, is you had upgrades. So you could actually upgrade everything. So you have more ammo. You can get homing ammo. You can have sniper scope on your guns. You could upgrade your music energy. Also, you can get a third melon as well, so you can actually upgrade your life.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. So the melons are your life in this, right? Yep. And then you can get, you start off with 2 and you get fragments of the melon.
You start off with 1.
Is it 1?
You start off with 1, then you get 2. You get 2 when you go and get your, I think the first time you go into getting your instrument from her.
And what do the instruments do again? They wipe out enemies and something?
So wipe out enemies if you're just playing them without anyone that's within that so far of you. Or if they're played, they'll open up something or do something unique.
Yep.
If they're played on their pad.
Yeah.
You had the bongo blast for Donkey Kong, the guitar gazump. Jesus, they really illustrated everything for Diddy Kong. Trombone tremor for Lanky Kong, and saxophone slam for Tiny Kong, and triangle trample for Chunky Kong.
Fucking triangle.
They give this giant monkey.
He dances like a ballerina when he plays it too, which is hilarious.
Nick, you want to play the triangle on Twitter for us?
Maybe I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
I had fun with this. I really did have fun with this game. Going back, I'm still playing it. I turn on. I play for half an hour here and there, just go through. I am finding myself using Google quite a bit now, though. Just because I'm like, where do I have to go? And one thing I'm actually having trouble. I don't know if this is just the way the hookups are there, but God, there's some places where it's just too dark. Like I jumped into water and I did not know where I was. Like it was almost black, so I had to turn up pretty much my contrast or the gamma all the way to the point where I could see when I'm in the water.
You want the beefcake? It's pretty good. It's over in the corner. I'll give that to you, Nick.
I don't know if it's a TV or what. So
you got to get it out of here.
Nick, did you looking at guides? Did you go to GameFAQs?
I didn't go to GameFAQs. I think I just typed in just whatever first came up, or I was doing YouTube's. I think YouTube on it.
I kept trying to use various GameFAQ guys to help me. Like, I need to know how to get to this level and find the thing I need because I need to collect everything.
Yep.
And I gave up. I'm like, this is stupid. You cannot find these. Maybe in 2000 at early internet, I could have used this. This is useless to me. I cannot do. What I found myself doing is I would get on YouTube and I would watch somebody play through it. I'm like, okay, this is kind of what I need to do to meander through this level, and then I would go and repeat it myself. Like the absolute worst way to play a game. Like it's one step removed from just watching somebody else play the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I think I did just to find something.
Oh yeah.
There's so many bananas.
I remember printing out how to play games, and we had the old printer that had the little spools on the sides. Yeah.
Final Fantasy, baby. Got to print out your Final Fantasy stuff.
Yep.
Oh, I did that for Tactics. John's favorite game.
He loves it. Horned up.
I don't know how to play. I think I had a book. I guaranteed I used almost a whole ream of paper printing out those.
That was your that was your bathroom shitting game. I just picture you walking in with like a stack of papers, like you're gonna do office work on the shitter, and you're sitting.
Like I remember taking when I did games like GameFAQs and printed off at the school library. I'd go over to the 3-hole punch, like the big one, and I'd do it in sections. And then I would go to the school store and buy like the binding things for projects. But it was just I just ripped off the part where I could stick it down all the way and just clamp it in. Yeah. So I had this pretty much big ass thing. And of course, this is also before printing on both sides as well. So you could easily reduce it in half.
I would like to know how much we contributed to like school budgets, because back then they didn't limit you on paper. At least our school didn't. You just walk in the library. It's just like, fuck it. I'm going to take all of this. Walk out with a ream of walkthroughs.
No, you lived in a paper mill town, so why would you care?
I'm supporting the industry.
There you go.
I'm doing my part.
Your dad was probably like, what did you do today? I printed a lot of paper. Good for you, son. Thank you.
I'm proud of you, son. Keep playing your Final Fantasy.
You eat that filet mignon that's on your plate right now.
It's the smell of money.
Do your part.
I've wanted to hop back because I didn't go over Cranky's lab because he pretty much gave you concoctions that give you different abilities, and I liked how like different things affected how they're like. What was it? I think with Diddy, was Lanky and them like they would just like do something weird like blow up and just fall down. Tiny Kong would like her body would get small, but her head was staying big. And like the same thing happened, like the opposite happened with like Chunky Kong, like different effects. But listen to some of these things you got from there. You had Simian Slam, which is Buttish Basham, Baboon Blast, which is Beryllium Perilius, Chimpy Charge, which is Hertus Cranium, Oring Stand, which was Palmus Walkum, Mini Monkey was Congum Smallus, Hunky Chunky, which was Criminalius Crush'em. Strong Kong, which was Strongum Congus. Rocket Barrel Boost, was Boostum Highest. Baboon Balloon was Baboonus Balloonus.
That is not creative.
No. Ponytail Twirl, Rotom Roundus, Primate Punch. Like, you just get different things. Gorilla Grab, Simian Swing, Orangutan Sprint, so you can sprint. Monkey Port, Gorilla Gone, and where you actually disappear. I got that one. Super Duper Simian Slam. So there's like all this, in a sense, upgrades that you get, which would lead you to ultimately do something as like the reason I want to go through these because Strong Kong, literally the only reason you need that ability is so you can fucking pull a lever.
Yeah, someone roll it on the weak side.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing like to do, like, to add on to it. It's literally so you can fucking pull a lever. Like,
and again, and Cranky is just like Funky. And again, his death is imminent. These lizards are going to come in and scorch the earth and kill everyone. And he still has the gall to charge you money for the thing that you will to save his ass. I respect that. It's very British. The Brits. Do you think this game translated well in Japanese? Do you think the Japanese are like, what the fuck are they on?
Right.
I mean, we understand the British half of the time.
I can only imagine.
That's a good question.
I can only imagine.
Well, the Japanese, their humor is just so different than ours. Like, this is not nearly as funny as what we come up with. Watch our game show where people have sex with
octopi.
Like, look at these tame motherfuckers coming in here with their apes and their gorgeous Candy Kong. Like, I have to think the 12-year-old me in 99 had a crush on Candy Kong.
That explains a lot.
I want to make so many jokes right now, and I know it will end bad, and I'm just not going to. But like, how many things can we do about Nick fucking a monkey?
Wow.
You pick these games for a reason, dude. I think there's some tie there deep down.
Deep down, you think so?
Yep.
How sure are you on that one, bud?
I don't know. Do you have Congo in your DVD shelf?
No.
What are your thoughts on Michael Jackson and Bubbles? Were they your favorite?
Every Which Way But Loose. Just gonna name monkey movies.
Smokey and the Bandit.
There's a monkey in that. That's right.
There's a orangutan in it. Chimpanzee or orangutan? Chimpanzee.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Was that a caveman?
No, it's Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot.
I mean, in the end, I'm going to end this now because before you fuckers go any further on this, I'm scared. I don't need you guys.
You open the door, man. What do you expect?
You said that as a kid you were going to be attracted to a monkey.
There's that poster. You unfurled the fucking game manual.
Oh, God. We're all sick. We're recovering from a weekend, going into another weekend. But ultimately, you get, and you have to actually use all 5 characters to actually beat Cake Rule to stop the Blastomatic. God, come on, guys. Where you get onto the Gloomy Galleon and to beat him. Cake Rule learns pretty much that Snide betrayed him, and he tries to use. I guess there's just a lot of cutscenes. Oh, actually, that's something I did want to go through. I totally forgot. I did want to say,
kryptonite, man. What are you doing?
What did you guys think of the very beginning, like the intro?
I skipped the shit out of it.
You can't skip this.
You can't skip it.
Oh, then I didn't pay attention.
I thought it was actually kind of cool because there's actually voice acting in it for the first time. That I remember actually hearing in N64 where you actually had a voice talk because you actually hear K. Krool talk. And I guess it was based off James Bond villain because he's petting there. But that wasn't what I thought. When I heard the voice, it automatically took me to my childhood to Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
With I get you.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I was like, because I thought for an N64 game to actually introduce have voice acting in it. Granted, that's I think the only time you realistically get it. Pardon me. Everything else is all air bubbles, thought bubbles. But it's kind of cool to actually introduce. And something I thought was actually good through the whole game was the music. I thought was solid. The rap was pretty cool. I'm not going to sing it. Matt will probably put it into this lovely cast of ours.
I was going to play some Run DMC as we started.
So there's a thing where it's this and that from Run DMC.
It's very close.
Yeah, it's very close.
They're ripping them off.
Oh boy, watch out!
Speaking of tie-ins, I want to hear the casting.
Oh yeah! Do I have my notes for the casting? Do I still find it? Did I lose it?
We got 3 weeks later. Still have the notes?
Yeah, I don't know if I wrote it down because I think I was going through my head of who it was. I fucking do have the notes. Okay, I didn't get too far on it though. So yeah, we'll do Donkey Kong casting since I did it for the last one.
All right, wait. How much do you have left in your drink?
I finished it.
Oh damn. Okay.
Wow, bold.
Okay, but here, what I'll do is I'll name the Kong, then you'll have to guess who I would put as the actor or actress. All right? So we'll start. I'm not going to go in particular order. Cranky Kong. Knowing me, who do you think I would place as Cranky Kong?
And these are different than the last time. So like
this is different. They're completely different.
Justin Bieber.
No. Cranky Kong, the old man.
You were on left field last time, man.
Schneider was the Bumblebee. I mean,
oh yeah. Do you just want me to name them off for you guys, so we save some time?
Well, if you're being traditional, we can guess. But okay.
Are you being traditional or are you going wild?
I think I went traditional on some, but maybe wild on some others.
Okay.
We don't fucking know then.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to grade your picks.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can grade me at this. Okay, Cranky Kong, Jeff Bridges. Donkey Kong, Nicolas Cage.
What?
Diddy Kong, Elliot Page.
Hey.
Candy Kong, Mila Kunis. Lanky Kong, Jeff Goldblum.
What?
Chunky Kong, Chris Hemsworth. Tiny Kong, Kristen Bell. Funky Kong, Keanu Reeves.
Why?
Wrinkly Kong, Will Ferrell.
What?
Okay, that's a good one.
Like the hell we ever guessed that?
King K. Krool, Seth Rogen.
Oh man,
Will Ferrell has Wrinkly.
Will Ferrell. That's a good one. You stuck closer to home this time, whereas the last one it was totally just moonshot, man.
So what you're saying is I have a shot.
We probably could have guessed. No, we probably never could have. Two,
Kristen
maybe.
Bell, maybe. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges wasn't too far.
No.
I also did this like late at night when I'm like, who would do this? So sleep deprivity gave you that cast. You're welcome.
That'll do it.
But I'll leave you guys with that. I mean, I will say the game, I think as an adult,
it held up.
It held up.
I knew you'd say that.
But I think there's some things that were just, I think as a 12-year-old kid who had nothing realistically to do and really into games, perfect. I think this game would still be good and playable right now. I think one thing, if you have time and consideration, so as a grown-up as well as a parent, this game, you have to make sure you put time through. It does get annoying because you do have to do a lot of the back and forth, remember where everything is, and go through.
Is this your new Stinker Tinker game?
As soon as I unlocked a Kong, pardon me, as soon as I unlocked a Kong or a building, I went back to the last levels and just started going through them and just make sure I unlocked everything. That's the only way I could do it.
Is this your new Stinker Tinker game?
What do you mean? Oh, no.
He had the Dragon N64 and the... Well, I guess he's already...
Yeah. I ain't driving this into there. It's a game I've been just plugging away at. It's one of those games I just come down and kill a half an hour, and I just put it on. It's fun. Like, I don't mind playing it. I mean, it's challenging still, going through and thinking everything through. So I've been playing it quite a bit.
Joe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Was this your first time guys playing this?
No. My cousin had it. Yeah, we played a little bit. So I probably put in like 4 or 5 hours way back in like 97. Or whenever it came out. 98. Was it 99?
99.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because I was phasing out like towards the end in middle school. So like that was 7th grade.
Yep.
I wasn't playing as much then. Pokemon I was glued to. So yeah, I played a little bit as a kid and I thought it was cool because you had multiplayer. So we did that. Anything with multiplayer when you have everybody together was fun.
Yeah, we didn't get to tackle the multiplayer. So
no.
I never played it. Multiplayer.
Yeah.
I didn't know friends.
Battle Royale. My cousin and I, we played a lot of 64 in middle school. I like it. It reminded me of Banjo, which I got.
I mean, same company.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they also used they actually transferred some unused villains, I think, over as well.
I want to say the last couple levels, the Crystal level and the Dark Knight level or something like that. The last couple of levels were added late. I think they were old Banjo
The theme
levels.
song to Jungle Japes is actually a reused theme song from Banjo-Kazooie, for Banjo-Kazooie too.
Is it?
Yep.
Nice.
Or they either reused it or they never used it and they put it over. But originally it was done for Banjo-Kazooie. So.
The development. Did you guys catch any of the development? I know we're going ass out of order on this, but did you guys see how they basically had like 3 games going at the same time? Like they were wrapping up DK3 on Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
And they had this game that they were going to kind of do that would have what the hell was it? It was kind of like it was like a Super Nintendo game, kind of like Donkey Kong. And then when the 64 rolled out, they kind of ditched that. And then that evolved into Banjo.
Oh, right.
And they stole that. And then like, it's like this evolution. Like they had a version of Conquer, which was kind of their tech demo. And then that kind of radically transformed and they kind of built off Conquer. And that's how Rare basically, Donkey Kong, Banjo, they all stole from that Conquer demo. And then they actually built Conquer later on.
Yeah.
But like during this, like they were shuffling teams like crazy. So the Banjo people eventually ended up on this team.
But I guess there are so many teams too. Like they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would be like to work at a video game development company.
Back then or now?
Back then, I guess. A lot of fun.
Back then, I think it was a little more Wild West.
Back then, probably hours and hours of work. Today, hours and hours of work and then like sexual misconduct. That seems to be, if you read the video game news, that seems to be the trend lately.
Yeah.
Just nerd on nerd. Yep.
Well, watch the movie Free Guy.
Yeah,
With
I don't know.
have you seen that yet?
No.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much all what happens is a intertwined love story at the end. But yeah, Donkey Kong. You're welcome, guys. I mean, do we go over the rankings at all?
You want the rankings?
Yeah.
I'm
actually surprised.
You got him.
So we had this last time. We didn't get to it. So this is the first time in a long time I'm not chasing everyone for their rankings ahead of recording, which is kind of nice because it's kind of like, oh, shit. And we just throw it on the list.
Yep.
So, Nick, starting with you. You placed Donkey Kong 64 in your number 12 spot. It now sits between Wario Land 3 and Aladdin for the Genesis.
Good spot for it.
John, you put it in your number 14 spot.
Look at you, John.
Yeah. It sits between Star Tropics and Episode 1 Racer.
It's because John doesn't want me to take bottom because he likes having a top and a bottom.
He's all bottom. I slapped this bad boy in the 26th position.
Matthew.
Wow.
And it's between StarCraft and Jet Force Gemini. However, my vote has absolutely nothing to do with where this game sits due to the bizarre way that our math is
In our
calculated.
top 15.
Wait, StarCraft or Warcraft?
Warcraft, sorry. Freudian slip.
Hey, I'm glad my game is still winning.
To the list. So where this game sits, and this makes absolutely no sense unless you saw the math behind the scenes, it sits in our number 12 spot. Which makes no sense with me giving it a 26 and you giving it a 14. Why does it get that? It's because all these games, our votes have been so like on the high end or the low end, like we're all over the place. So when you average them out, this game still has a good enough average that it knocks that up. And then there's a ton of ties too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sorting the list. So there's a bunch that are given numbers that probably shouldn't be, but now sits in our number 12 spot. It sits below Final Fantasy Tactics and above Terranigma.
Ooh. And are you guys ready for the next game?
That will sit above Claymates, below Clock Tower. Prediction. Nick's face.
What? You guys are not ready for the Dragon Ball Z Legend of Goku? I always told you guys a great game. And it's RPG, and it's anime, and John loves it.
Look at the joy in his
trifecta. I heard it hit trifecta on that one there, bud.
This is only because you somehow got it from something I gave you, wasn't it?
No, this is something actually I got. I got for $30 the Game Boy Advance, with that and Harry Potter. And I'm like, when we decided to do games we had to get, and like I said, we had to each buy a game of there. Matt, fuck you, by the way. Yeah, we figured out Matt
an hour and a half. That was such a fun hour and a half because Matt and I the whole time are listening for you to just swear from inside the camp.
I wish you knew how proud of myself I was during this whole time, just sitting back and just like,
I'm not looking for that mail call.
I'm so excited. Oh God, this is good. It's a good year.
Good year.
That is. I am very proud of you for that one. That's going to be it. That is very obscure.
I've peaked. That is the best I'll ever do on this show. I'll never do better.
Will be going into my burn pile after we're playing it.
No, it goes on the shelf, Nick. It's very important.
That will not be a game on a shelf.
There may be 2 other games, Nick. We may have to do a 3-er because of the quality of the game.
No,
Nick, we got to do it.
You could eat my brown eye.
I would rather play Burger King anything over Crystal Warriors.
You say that now.
You say that now.
Oh yeah,
you say that.
You want to know why? I remember playing the Captain Crunch game that you got in the cereal box on CD-ROM. So I have faith. I have faith in mascot games right now.
No, I know who will be the one that'll be drinking the Kool-Aid at first.
It won't be bottom because out of spite, you will not pick it at the bottom because you want to maintain the bottom. And I don't think you're going to rank it lower than Crystal Warriors. That game really burned you the wrong way.
I hated that game. I hate turn-based RPGs, and that is not a turn-based RPG. It can be some whimsical bullshit, and I'll be okay with that. I don't even know what the fuck it's about. Like, are you flipping burgers? Are you just going to
You're literally sneaking around, giving hamburgers to fucking people.
It's like Metal Gear Solid, which we'll never play, but with hamburgers and the Burger King.
Matt, when you add it on the list?
Matt, you want a hot dog?
What am I adding what?
MGS.
Allegedly, it is of my next 2 upcoming picks. It is the second of the 2.
And every time I have it on my PSP.
Every time you say Metal Gear Solid, his one hair falls out.
Oh, sorry, I have it on my PS Vita.
It has to be played. We have to. I want to play the fucking second one.
Okay, well we'll play it. So the next game of the week is going to be Dragon Ball Z Legend of Goku. Gonna love the shit out of it.
Just like you're gonna love getting your ass waxed.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do that.
They're both comparable. They're both comparable. You know, same.
We'll
same
take videos of both.
Same level of pain.
See who loves it. John, text me on the deal you want for my pie and my Pakugo.
I don't want your pie.
You want my pie?
No, I want a new pie.
It's a pie 3.
Good luck.
Yeah.
My shit is hot commodity.
I got other shit to do.
What are you going to do with the pie?
I told you what I want, Nick, and you got to tell me what you want. That's how a deal works.
Take a picture of your shit that you're willing to get rid of, and I'll pick something.
Just it's all on price charting. What do you fucking want?
Oh, fuck. I'll look at the fucking list then. All right. Follow us on wherever you can listen to podcasts. I think the only one that does not have us is Stitcher.
I think we're there. You keep saying that, but I think I did work on that.
Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, Spindash Retro. Follow us on Twitter, Spindash Retro, Instagram, Spindash Retro, TikTok, Spindash Retro. Just get us up on the Spindash Retro.
For Elon Musk haters, we're also on Mastodon.
We're on Mastodon.
Yeah, we cross-post on that. For all the Elon haters out there, we're there for you.
Well, snap. Spindash Retro is where you want to get us at. Nothing different, nothing there. If it's something else, it's not us. See you guys.
What? Hashtag Brazilian wax.
No, John, no.